Welcome to the Bucket Discussion Podcast, where we're gonna go ahead and go on the stat sheet to bring y'all real, authentic basketball conversations. So, today we're gonna start off in the Western Conference Finals. You know how we get down. Suns Clippers reaction. The series is 3-2 Suns. My boy Clip City, he over here. He excited. He was worried at first when they were down 0-2 because CP3 was coming back. But I told him, I said, bro, don't worry. The Suns are very beatable. And what happened? Y'all blew 2 games against them. Y'all should be up in the series, but y'all lost those games. It is what it is. Some questionable calls here and there. Got the series where it is right now. It's 3-2. So how you guys feeling about that series?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got to comment on what you said there, but you said they was very beatable. But why did the Lakers beat them?
Hey, bro, we ain't talking about the Lakers.
I'm off your ass, but
talking this shit.
It's a great series. Let's highlight PG and his performance with the Clippers.
40 P.
40 P.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pack your bags and go to hell, P. Like, he was really getting folks out of there. What they call him, vaccinated P. I seen something about that too. Yeah, he was putting up shots out there. I think all in all, I think hope is like they gave him a glimmer of hope. Booking them boys, they did not come out trying to shut the shit down. I mean, they did kind of catch heat a little bit, but I think they gave him too much hope. And as we've seen throughout history, hope is what got Obama in office. So when we speaking on shit like this, if you give a team hope, I can speak firsthand when the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. We ain't gonna speak on that too long. But yeah, when you give a team hope, then they get that they in the locker room.
Did they blow a 3-1 too?
Hey, but that's cool, bro. We're not even gonna speak on that too much, bro.
Oh shit.
Sir. We blew the 3-1, but I'm saying all that to say, once you give a team a little bit of light, bro, that's all really teams need, especially with an underdog story like they have.
Underdog.
They have a lot of hunger. They best players out. He not even on the sideline. He's in the crowd, no emotion. He like, hey, they gonna get it done. So I think honestly, if they can get it to 7 games, then I'll say it's up in the air at that point. But if they can get it to 7 games, hopefully buy Kawhi a little more time, and hopefully the big goal is to push to the NBA Finals. So I think if they get there, Kawhi comes back, they got a strong chance at winning it for the Clippers. But for the Suns, let me say this: the Suns got to step it up. CP came back. I don't know what was happening the last game. It was like everybody was trying to shoot. Not too many shots were falling. Book kind of caught fire a little bit with the mask on. CP did his thing here and there. He had a little spurts, but they need to step it up for real because this is not what I expected from the Suns with PG back or CP back.
No, man, facts. I didn't expect that either, honestly. I figured when CP3 came back after that 2-0 start for them, dude, I thought it was a wrap for us, honestly. I was like, damn, if they got Cameron Payne playing like Chris Paul 2.0, it's a wrap for us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when CP3 came back, dude, it was like the pace of the game for them just kind of slowed down. It was like he was like just walking up the court with the ball, you know what I'm saying? Cameron Payne, on the other hand, he was going crazy, you know what I'm saying? He was sprinting down the court, making plays. He was like attacking the rim and stuff. Like no one was being able to guard him. But when CP3 came back, it was like the offense just like slowed down completely. And obviously when the offense slows down, it's like the defense is going to pick up because they're getting set on defense, you know what I'm saying? But in regards to last game, bro, that shit was crazy, honestly, that they outscored the Suns in the paint like they did. I don't remember the exact points, but it was like 20-something points they outscored them by in the paint. And that's just crazy considering they didn't have Zubac, their tallest player, and their starting center. It's just crazy as hell, honestly. But DeMarcus Cousins, bro, he came up big for the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even expect him to do that for us. I forgot how many minutes he played, but he had like 15 points off the bench. And that shit was honestly what kind of gave the Clippers that momentum, honestly, seeing like someone off the bench that Facts, bro. It's like he didn't even play that much, and it's like he came up big for us like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of, I feel like that got the other players going. But Marcus Morris, dude, I feel like he kind of set the pace of the whole entire game for the Clippers because at the beginning he was just knocking down hella mid range fadeaways, man. He was just backing down anyone that was like defending him right there. I forgot the white boy's name on the Suns, but he was bodying him all night. Anyone, yeah, yeah. He even got a good couple buckets on a DeAndre Ayton when he was out there. So I was like, shit, if he can do this, we got a good chance in Game 6, honestly. And honestly, I'm feeling pretty confident about that game tonight, considering we're back at home. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's going to be a good ass game tonight. I feel like we can pull this off. I feel like we could take the 7 games and possibly win this, honestly, because if PG's playing the way he did last game, I don't see anyone slowing him down. You know what I'm saying? CP3 is one of the best defensive point guards, and he got broke off last game. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy.
Hey, that's what you call Subaru snatchbacks.
Big Subaru. Bro.
But nah, man, I just want to say, like, this is probably like, I'm not going to say the other series is not as interesting as this one, but this is low-key kind of like the NBA Finals to me. Because, like, either of these teams, I can see them winning if they move on from this series. So, to get into it, I feel like the Clippers just make too many mistakes down at the end of the stretch. Because if not, they would probably be up in the series. But I don't like to speak in what ifs, but they should be up in the series. But the matter of fact is that they're not. It's 3-2. I really feel very strongly that they're going to
damn good, buddy.
The toss up at that point. But I feel like the Suns are mentally defeated though. Damn, what's going on?
Your shit froze.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, bro.
No, but I feel like the Suns are gonna be mentally defeated, especially if they lose this game. Just knowing that you're up 3-1, you had all the momentum, and you guys are excited. You feel like you're already on your way to the finals. But then for that momentum to shift, because that's what basketball is. It's a game of runs. It's a game of momentum.
Sure.
If they don't seize this opportunity tonight, because I feel like last game they were up 3-1, they should have ended it right there, just so there's no hope for a comeback. But like I said, all you need is a faith the size of a mustard seed. That's all you need. And if everybody believes and buys in on the Clippers, then they got a chance to come back and win this series. And why would they not try to come back and win this? They did it. They came back 0-2 first series against the Mavs, came back 0-2 against the Jazz. So this would just make their story even better if they came back 3-1, down 3-1 against the Suns.
Yep.
I just feel real bad for CP if this does happen, because like this is supposed to be his year, but hey, life is not fair.
Facts.
So
we gotta speak on the other side too. We gotta speak on the other side. CP and them boys.
Let me say this real quick. Clippers in 7. Simple. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Clippers
yes,
7.
Sir.
I'm just saying we're not speaking on the other side like they don't just have one game to win. It's clear that the Clippers do have.
What is going on with them though?
The Suns have one more game to win. That's all they have. They literally can. The book can go score 60 points and win them. They just need one game.
That's true. That's what
I feel. You playing against a desperate team though on the other side, so you better put them away.
That's what I'm saying. You
Simple.
can't play around too much because there is kind of that mental space when you have when you start off such a large like lead in a series. Like, oh, we cool. Like if we lose this, we'll be all right. We got a little.
Yeah, that's a bad mindset to have.
Yeah, that's a terrible mindset. If you don't get them out of there, that padding starts to go away. That lead starts to shrink. Then you look up, you in Game 7.
Hey, what's rule number 1?
Don't play with your food, son.
Hey, bro, you don't never play with your food. You go ahead and finish it, man. You got to finish
that last game. That last game is usually the hardest one to win too, because I mean they expected in Phoenix. They expected the crowd to just win them that game. You know what I'm saying? They expected.
And the crowd was going crazy to start that game on too.
It was too.
That proves to you that the crowd's not gonna win it. Y'all have to play. Y'all got to ball out. But it's kind of weird to me though. Like I didn't think CP was gonna come back and just start dominating, but I didn't expect him to play like this bad. He seems kind of out of it right now, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's because he had COVID and he's trying to get his win back or what. But he just don't look the same. Devin Booker, he looks real uncomfortable playing with that mask too, but I'm not gonna blame it all on the mask. But they've been getting in his grill. That's all I gotta say.
And he's only 6 foot, like 6'1" on a good day. You know what I'm saying?
Grill too. So I don't know, man. This is weird, but
Bev has
Clippers are 7 though.
Hey, Bev has been getting in that. He living rent free in his head.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and we got to remember, man, the Suns, they don't have many veterans. So it's like their
They all
mindset
young
right
except for
now.
CP.
Exactly. And Jay Crowder, that's about it. Those are the only two actual veterans on the
They
team.
don't
So the
count.
rest of the team, they ain't never been through nothing like this. So they're like, shit, what do we do next? You know what I'm saying? And CP3, I mean, as great as he is, if he loses this series, dude, this is just going to just kind of almost ruin his legacy a little bit. You know what I'm
Like a
saying?
black mark for real.
It is a black
It
mark.
really
I
is.
feel like CP3 already has a black mark considering he ain't got no rings. That's what he a good point guard, but he ain't got no rings. I think if he does win this, then you got to put him up there, top 5. Does he go top 5?
Definitely, yeah. I think if he wins a championship this year, definitely top 5 point guard of all time, 4 or 5.
Sure.
In my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, let's get into this, man. Do y'all have any issue with Kawhi sitting up in the stands on the bench with his teammates? Because I seen the media trying to make a big deal about this.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't see a big deal about it. Kawhi, he's really not. He's not like a rah-rah type dude. You don't see him on a silent like these, cheering and dapping everybody up. He's just real chill, low-key to himself. So I really don't see a big issue with this, but do y'all?
Not at all. Considering there's so many, like, since he's not playing, we also have to factor in all the goofy COVID protocols that they're doing. He's not on the bench. He's not near. He could be potentially spreading the virus to his teammates, even though I'm pretty sure he's already seen them. But a lot of these protocols are for optics, just to make it look like they're trying to do something. When in reality, they're not really doing much when you have 100,000 people packed in a stadium. But I think there's nothing wrong with it, but I think for Kawhi to be able to sit and talk to some of those younger guys, give them a little advice, clap it up. I mean, you see Kawhi on the screen, like even when the announcers made a joke like Kawhi's going crazy, the whole crowd was going crazy, and Kawhi was just sitting in the back like this, like Kawhi he's just not gonna get too hype over that. Like Kawhi could go score 60 and to give you the same exact face as if he scored no points. Like Kawhi he's an even kill person. But to be honest, I see no issue at all with him sitting up in the stands. Hey, if that's where he has to sit for the COVID protocols, I don't know too much about the COVID protocols. All I know is if your name is not LeBron James, you're going to get in trouble. So I would stick away from it.
Yeah, man. To me, honestly, it's not a big deal, especially as a Clippers fan. Because I mean, if you actually watch the pregame interviews or even the interviews after the game, and when the reporters asked players like Luke Kennard, PG, and all that, every player on the Clippers, they tell the reporters how good of a communicator is in the locker room. And I believe after it was like game 1 or 2, they even said Kawhi Leonard came down from the stands to the locker room at halftime to talk to them and stuff and tell them, give them some pointers and what he's seen they can do different to try to change the outcome of that ball game. You know what I'm saying? So Kawhi, people need to realize that Kawhi is just not that type of dude. He never has been with San Antonio, with Toronto. The most we've seen him talk was in Toronto when he won that championship. That was, you've seen all those memes of him laughing, doing all that extra shit where they were calling him fun guy and stuff. Like that was the most open we've seen Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? So Kawhi's never been that dude to, like you said, Taj, he's never been that dude on the sideline fucking pumping his fist and stuff, like showboating. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's communicating with his teammates in private, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason he should have to showboat for the public and make like people like Stephen A. Smith try to criticize him for not communicating with his teammates. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let's comment on that real quick. Just because something doesn't happen in the eye of a camera in social media, it's not on live TV, doesn't mean it's not happening. I think we have to get that out of our heads.
Everybody not doing stuff for the cameras, man.
Not everybody acts for the cameras. Everybody does stuff in their own way. Kawhi is a more laid back, private person. So let's not act like just because you're not seeing it or someone's not videotaping it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Get it together.
Big facts.
And real
Yes,
quick,
sir.
I talk about this because I seen you under a couple comment sections arguing with other Clippers fans because I don't know who saying, people just spreading false reports talking about Kawhi is having an issue with the medical staff and people are trying to come at him talking about he did the same thing in San Antonio, and I think it's really just to make Kawhi look bad. because we haven't heard none of this from Kawhi himself. So why is this report even being spread? Like, how you feel about that?
On top of all those rumors, bro, or on top of all those articles, man, you read those articles and the main word you see in the articles is rumor. Once you see the word rumor, that's automatically the article's canceled. You know what I'm saying? Because where's that source coming from? You know what I'm saying? And I think it would be very dumb of Steve Ballmer not to have the best medical staff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's one of the richest owners in sports. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he would make sure that his athletes on his sports team have the best access to, you know, the best medical equipment. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that being really an issue. Especially considering he has everything he wants in LA. You know what I'm saying? He's got his family down here. He's putting on for his hometown. I just don't see why Steve Ballmer would even risk making Kawhi unhappy with medical staff. You know what I'm saying? That'd just be a bogus move after we traded everything for PG. I just don't see that being true.
Yeah. To be real, bro, I feel like people are just trying to start a rumor, bro. They want to see a soap opera. They want to see Kawhi say, "Oh, I want to leave again," and go, "Oh, he should go teaming with this person, that person." I think that's what they're trying to do. But go ahead, bro.
For sure, I think they brought up a valid point. These are $100 million companies, businesses basically. You think they're gonna the sole purpose of their business is their players. They're not finna give a rinky-dink doctor. They're not finna be out here giving the same doctor Mike Jackson had. They're not finna be doing none of that, bro. They're gonna get top quality doctors. They're gonna bring them in sports physicians, make sure they got the right medicine, make sure they're recovering right, make sure they're eating right. A lot of that goes into players' personal regimens and programs. A lot of players pay a lot of money to take care of themselves, but let's not act like these are rinky-dink like business owners and companies that they're not pouring a lot of money into these players to make sure their players are performing at their best. So I think that was a valid point.
And I can make the argument that some owners really don't care. Like, they just have so much money that they just own the team because they're bored.
That's true.
Steve Ballmer don't come across as that guy because you see him at every game on the front row on the sideline. He hyped every play, bro. He dapping the players out after they come off the court, bro. He damn near in the timeouts. He the coach, all that, bro. Like,
bro.
He comes across as one of them owners that will spend as much money as he needs to win. So it doesn't really make sense.
He's a Mark.
Why would he not have the best? Yeah. He seems very involved, so that rumor really doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, let's transition to the next one, the Eastern Conference Finals. Series is tied 2-2, man. This series is taking a lot of twists and turns for real. Yesterday we seen Giannis go down with a hyperextended knee. We seen Trae Young go down in the last game with a bone bruise. They said he stepped on a referee, but that sounds crazy to me. But he's hurt. Giannis is hurt. We're not sure when they're gonna come back and return. We've seen Chris Middleton ball out and lead his team to a win. We felt like the Milwaukee Bucks were going to take control of the series, but then what happened to Giannis happened, and they tied it up 2-2. So how you guys feeling about where that series is at right now?
Let me speak on this, bro. These referees ain't doing nothing right. They're getting all the calls wrong. They injuring players.
Damn.
But
they have one job.
Oh God. But I think this is now an interesting series. Now that we've seen Giannis go down. So both teams don't have their star player. And I did see Stack put a post out. I don't know if I'm quoting this right, but talking about something about that boy Chris Middleton being like, I don't know if he said he was better than Giannis or the best the best player. I was like, Stack, let's cut it. I mean, I understand Chris is cold. Don't get me wrong, but Stack, we cannot be posting like Giannis is not the best player on the like. I understand where you coming from, Stack. You put up 40, recency bias. Someone does well in the moment. You're a prisoner of the moment. But hey, let's call it. Let's be the truth, bro. Giannis is the most important player on that team. He was MVP back to back for a reason. So I think when we looking at these two teams, I think we're gonna have a very interesting series. Trae Young will be back for sure. I'm not too sure when he'll be back, but Trae Young will do his thing. I'm giving it to ATL. I don't know how many games, but I'm giving
ATL on 7.
I don't know about 7 because I don't know who's going to be back, but I'm giving it to ATL.
All right, bet.
Oh yeah, bro. This series definitely did take a turn. This is crazy, honestly. Because I mean, without both their star players, like this series is up for anyone. Honestly, it kind of was before, even though the Bucks were expected to win this. You know what I'm saying? But it just got even. I feel like it's more even now that both the star players are out. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to ATL if both their star players are out because I don't see anyone stopping their shooters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we just seen the second half of that last night's game. Bogdanovich, he was going crazy, dude. He was going freaking crazy. He was just hitting everything. I mean, he was struggling in the first half and a little bit of the second or the third quarter, but then he just started catching fire out of nowhere and he just started hitting heavily contested shots.
Hooper.
He really is, man, just a pure hooper, honestly. But honestly, it's going to be a good series either way. But it really is unfortunate to see another star player like Giannis go out. Honestly, especially with another knee injury. That's like 4 knee injuries in the playoffs this year already. It's just ridiculous. It really is. But what you said about Stack talking about Chris Middleton being the best player, I don't really agree with that. Honestly, I feel like he's tripping on that because like obviously he is Giannis is a 2-time MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
That's just like I wouldn't like you're just tripping saying that. But I can understand where he's coming from if he was to say like he's their closer. You know what I'm saying? Because Chris Middleton, I feel like he has a little bit better of a touch when it comes to like just shooting the ball. Obviously, he's obviously a better shooter, but I feel like he kind of is their closer just because he can hit big time shots. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple years ago in the playoffs, or it might have just been a regular season game. You guys remember that shot he hit on the Boston Celtics? I think it was tie the game. It was a deep three. Yeah, that was like shots like that. Chris Middleton, he's got those clutch genes. Honestly, he's got that. You know what I'm saying? He can just hit big time shots like that. Um, but Giannis, he's obviously the best player without a doubt in anyone's mind. And if you say otherwise, you're obviously
You
just
hate.
tripping.
Hate
Man,
Oh, who you got though? Who you got in this
for
series?
the series, I'd probably have to give it to just assuming both star players are out, but I'd have to give it to Atlanta just because I feel like no one's stopping their shooters. You know what I'm saying? Lou Williams, we just seen him come off the bench. I think it was his first start in the playoffs ever. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big time game for Lou Williams. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 21 points. I forgot the rest of his stats, but he was efficient. You know what I'm saying?
So,
He was efficient. He was a big time player for them. But I'm gonna have to go Atlanta in 6 or 7. 6 or 7.
You gotta pick one, bro. You gotta pick one.
6.
You think I'll
Yeah,
finish him 6?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go 6, especially if Trae Young comes back next game because it was just kind of it was like a pre or a before game decision. It was like an hour and a half, something like that. So I feel like he'll be ready to go next game.
Man, all I'm gonna say is it's gonna be real devastating, bro, if the Bucks lose this series, because like it seems like these past 3-4 years they've been battling in the playoffs. They lose, they come back, they advance, they improve, and it feels like this time is their window to get to the chip. And for this to happen, Giannis go out, and then the Bucks, they don't need Giannis to win this series, but it seems like they really just underestimated the Hawks yesterday. You could tell by the opening tip when they came out. Hawks went on a 15-5 run, and it just seemed like they never really regained their form and got into the game. So it's gonna be a good series. But if either star doesn't come back, I really couldn't tell you who's gonna win. But like you guys said, if Trae Young comes back, I got ATL. I'm gonna say ATL on 7. The Bucks should be able to get to 7 games with them without Giannis. Chris Middleton, they have hella good players, so I believe they should be able to step up. But they get to 7 games, it's gonna be a toss up for sure. Yeah.
Let's speak on this.
I got Hawks in 7.
Let's speak on this. Speaking of that series, I don't want to say the series has lost its excitement, but I ain't gonna lie to you. That first game, when I got to see Trae Young and Drew Holiday, they gave me a matchup that a point guard battle that I did not expect to see. They was going at it. Like Trae said, obviously you can't guard me. Drew said, hey, you can't guard me either. Let's just hoop. So that's what I enjoyed seeing that first game. It gave me a battle that I did not expect to see at all. I honestly did not see that coming. But I think I do want to give my respect to that boy Drew because he really can hoop. I feel like he's an underrated player, and it's in his right. Like he really a bucket. So let me give bro my respect. He hoops for real.
That's a fact. But yeah, if Trae Young does come back, I wonder how like obviously everybody at the end of the year in the playoffs has some type of injury they're dealing with. But Trae Young, I wonder how like healthy and mobile he'll be. Like, is he gonna still be the same fast, quick Trae Young, or is he gonna be kind of slowed down and hobbled? So, and then Giannis, we don't know if he's coming back at all. So, I'm just gonna hope for the best because like, I want to see this. I want to see both teams at full strength. I want to see them go at it. I would love to see a 7-game series, but who knows? But yeah, ATL, I got you on 7. But my heart though, I really want the Bucks to get to the chip. But
Timid Deer Lane.
They just gotta refocus. That's all they gotta do because they had a lapse in judgment yesterday. But it's all good.
Facts, bro. That's just devastating, honestly, for Giannis because like this was a perfect opportunity for him to reach the finals. Because I mean, KD's out. You know what I'm saying? The Brooklyn Nets.
It feel like they played their hardest series last against the Nets. So for them to lose to the Hawks, a team that they're supposed to beat, that's gonna be kind of tragic. But did y'all see Coach's face, Coach Bud's face when Giannis went down? Bro looked spooked.
Bro was sick.
He's probably devastated, bro.
He looked like he didn't believe in his team after he went down.
Sick.
Bro looked like he had seen a ghost.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. He had to take his gloves. Bro was sick.
He said, I'm fired, bro. You know he fired after that, bro. Damn. As soon as he lose that series, he out of there.
Bro, contract away. They fired.
You think?
Yeah, I feel like seen a report where they said he was gonna be done, even if they unless they made the chip. And if they don't make the chip, I think he out of there.
Well, that's kind of fair, honestly, if his best player gets hurt. Because I mean, they just beat the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying?
They should be able to get to 7, and then when it gets to 7, we're gonna see what happens from there. So
if they lost last round or first round, then maybe I could see him getting fired. But shit, that'd be kind of fucked up. Firing him after his best player goes down. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
Unfortunately,
oh man, we talked after the last show, and we were kind of feeling like I'm not want to say retracting our statements, but we kind of wanted to clarify what we were saying about Paul George and Ben Simmons last week. We kind of were talking a little bit too down on them because those are some of the greatest players in the league right now, especially PG. He's definitely a Hall of Fame player. He's a Hall of Fame talent, a bucket getter, new nickname 40-piece P. Ben Simmons.
Hey,
he's gifted.
He's
a gifted player, man.
Give respect to Ben, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I held him.
Go ahead and clarify your comments, man.
I had to clarify mine because I held him. Like, I actually went back. Like, that was the first time I actually got to go back and, like, really look my statements up. Read into my statements, make sure everything I was saying was factual after the episode. Went back, rewatched it. I feel like I held Ben a lot. Even though his jumper is absolutely terrible, bro cannot throw a rock in the ocean. I feel like he still is a very, very vital piece to the 76ers. As we've seen, they got, when he wasn't in the playoffs, bounced out first round, they got bounced out. Like, without him, I feel like the 76ers are missing a piece. I don't know who Philly fans are wanting to fill that spot for Ben. I don't know who they think they're going to get for Ben at this point in time, because like with everything going on, the media heat pile on him, that just decreases your value. But I know Ben is a vital piece to them. So let me give my respects to Ben. He a hooper. He did his thing, but he just got to fix his jump shot. His jump shot is horrid. And he has to be way more aggressive. You can't be passive, bro. If you're under the rim, dunk the damn ball, bro. You're not 2 foot tall. Dunk the ball. And I feel like I didn't hold PG. I feel like I gave PG his credit. PG been a hooper, a top player. We seen him do his thing since he was in Indy. PG a smooth operator. I give him his name. And I do want to bring this up. Y'all boys remember that commercial, that Gatorade commercial with PG?
And that
ball game.
PG, shout out to you, boy. Do your thing. Go ahead, bro.
Man, I mean, shit, I ain't really got too much to say about PG. You already guys know I love him. You know what I'm saying? Even when he's having bad games, I'm defending him and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's my guy. But for Ben Simmons, Yeah, I feel like we were probably a little too harsh on him, but I mean, sometimes honestly, bro, that's what you got to hear. Maybe not for people like us because we're just some regular ass motherfuckers, but from other star players and stuff. Uh, shit, that's probably what he has to hear, especially from his teammates and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, uh, Ben Simmons, he really is a gifted player. I mean, he's 6'10", you know what I'm saying? He has long arms. He could log down almost anyone in the league. He's terrific facilitator, you know what I'm saying? He's a great overall player, but he just really has to work on his offensive game. But once he does that, I feel like he could honestly be a top 10 player in the league if he can become a consistent shooter. I'm not saying he has to be like even a 40% 3-point shooter or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like no Curry or even Reggie Jackson, some shit like that. But as long as he gets to like that 35 to like 38 range, I feel like Ben Simmons would establish himself as one of the top 10 players in the league just because, I mean, everyone knows how great he is defensively. You know what I'm saying? That's why he was an all defensive first or second team this year. I forgot. He's a 2-time All-Star. You know what I'm saying? He's a pure hooper, but he just has to just establish a jump shot and really just work on his free throws, man. That's what's really holding him back. Uh, but like we said last episode, that's more of a mindset thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not just his jump shot, or his actual form. But he should really try shooting with the left hand. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and he should see a sports psychologist or whatever they're called. You know what I'm saying? The people just helping him with his mental mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the most important part of the game.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to jump shooting with Ben Simmons, I feel like I was kind of harsh on him. Actually, I don't feel like I was harsh. I feel like I gave him some wise words.
Jump
Even though
shot.
he's not watching it, not listening to me, but just from my
Man,
perspective, if I was like a peer of his, that's what I would tell him. But I feel like people are getting they're kind of getting like way off like the point when we talk about Ben Simmons need to get a jump shot. We're not, like you said, but we're not saying be Reggie Miller or Steph Curry. We're not saying come out start hitting everything.
exactly.
Like we know players like Rondo that are not known as shooters. They're facilitators,
Rondo of all
first players. And you see what he did. His jump shot is serviceable. It's not the best jumper in the world, but if somebody leaves you open, that's all we want, bro. If people are leaving you open and sagging off you and standing in the paint, just completely disrespecting your jump shot, that's all we need you to do, bro. Just get something serviceable where you can just they sag off, that's 3. Sag off, that's 3. That's all we need. Yeah, that's how I feel. He's gifted, man. He just got to take it serious, take his training serious, take his career serious, and he'll be good. He'll be fine. One last thing about Ben Simmons, I feel like I don't think it's gonna work in Philly. They just need to let it go and just move on. It happened. What happened. It is what it is, bro. Just move on. Let him go somewhere he can just refocus and just get a new change of scenery and just stop trying to force it. We didn't see the same story like 4 or 5 years in a row, so it's not working. It's not gonna work. So just move on, man. Try to get somebody else to come play with John B and let Ben Simmons just get a new change of scenery.
Yeah.
But as far as PG, this is the one I wanted to really clarify.
Yeah.
PG, one of the greatest, smoothest scores I ever seen with my own eyes. I want to say this. Paul George, I did not form my opinion of Paul George off of the bubble last year. But I've been watching basketball longer than that. I seen him in Indiana. I seen how he hooped. His confidence was at a different level. And I feel like that's all it is. Was his confidence was missing last year in the bubble. No shade to him or nothing. It is what it is. I mean, we all deal with stuff. I feel like his confidence just wasn't there, and you can start to see it come back this year in the playoffs. He's doing his thing. 40-piece P, he balling out, and he's grabbing rebounds. He's doing everything to help his team win. I don't know if it's fatigue or what, but last game he looked he was getting buckets, but he just he didn't look all the way locked in. He looked like he was turning the ball over a lot. But that just goes to show you that he's not even fully locked in and he got 40 points. So if he really focuses in and locks in, then he could get 50, 60 and just help his team win. That's all you need him to do. He's really stepped up his playoff run, though. I feel like all the names, all the nicknames, all the teasing, all the mocking, just let it go. It's over with. Stop disrespecting that man. He's one of the greatest, right? One of the greatest scorers, one of the greatest players that we have in the game today and that we're watching. So just enjoy that man's greatness. And shout out 40-piece P. Keep doing your thing.
Shout out Boogie too. Boogie clarified that too. And then
shout out Boogie.
Yeah. And also on the topic of jump shots, I also heard Draymond Green on, I believe it was The Shop with LeBron James, speaking like, I don't have to shoot the ball because I got Steph Curry. No. Draymond Green, you have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson on your team. Fix your damn jump shot. Thank you. Next topic.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited to talk about this one right here. Our replay reviews hurting not just basketball, but sports in general. We see this in football. I'm not sure about baseball. I really don't be tapped in like that, but I know football for sure. We didn't see these actually the whole damn series, bro. We didn't see them stop the game every 5 minutes to go review, and the reviews feel like they take 30 minutes to an hour. It's like, damn, bro, can we just? I watched the play one time and I already know what the call is. I'm like, bro, what are we looking at, bro? You see him on the sideline with headphones on like these, like, bro, what is y'all watching, bro? Like,
what are y'all listening to?
then the players that they need to review, they don't even review. So I'm confused, like, bro, what is y'all doing?
Hey,
I'm confused, bro. Let's just make the calls right, just keep the game going. But how y'all feeling about that impact on not just basketball, but sports in general?
Yeah, bro. I think I seen a stat. It was like they spent total like 30 extra minutes just reviewing from that game, which I think is kind of crazy. But speaking on the total, my thoughts on reviewing, I think it's not necessarily a problem with the review. It's the amount of time it takes to review. I feel like reviewing, make sure you get it right, but you should not take that long. Um, I feel like they should set a rule for the refs to be like, you get, I don't know, 2 replays to go back and look at this, or uh you get 30 seconds. Like, put a time limit on it or something to where it's not like we're spending an hour, an hour waiting on one call. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why are we waiting? We're stopping the game for 5 minutes. And it also adds kind of impacts the game in the sense that, like we seen in that game, when with that real tight game with Tyron and the Suns and the Clippers, where you were able to go back and draw up a play. Like, I feel like that type of stuff impacts the game. And also, speaking for football, I feel like it makes the game. I don't know. Football is already like a super stop and start, stop and start. So I feel like that makes the game. I don't know. I feel like it just makes it too long when we're spending so long with reviews. They're supposed to be calling these top referees and top officiators, and they're calling in. They're like, I think this is this. Like, bro, why don't you call them boys down there on the floor and say the call is this? Now let's keep it pushing. Let's not take 20 minutes to sit here and review one call. It's low key getting.
They got all the cameras in the back, bro. They got 50 million cameras and they can't make a call, bro. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, man, you ain't lying, Trey. That shit, it really just takes up too much time, man. Especially when you got to work on the aspect of dunk. You know what I'm saying? That shit just pisses me off. But man, yeah, for the time it takes to just like review a call that's so simple and so obvious, it's just honestly insane that these refs just it takes them that long. I don't understand why they got to put these headphones on. I don't understand what the hell they're trying to listen to. You know what I'm saying? When they're visually looking at these calls, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you trying to hear their like shoes squeak or some shit? Like, what the fuck y'all doing? But no, that shit really is annoying. And my biggest problem with these foul calls, man, is if the ref is gonna call something, they need to call it consistently. You know what I'm saying? Because the last game, or the game before, I think it was game 2, when Patrick Beverly hit the ball out of Devin Booker's hands and it went off on Devin Booker's hand, but they had to review it. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't do it the previous game when Nicholas Batum hit the ball out of Cameron Payne's hand. You know what I'm saying? They didn't review that. So my biggest problem with the refs is, man, if you guys are gonna call a foul in one game, you guys need to make sure you guys call that same exact foul the next game. You guys shouldn't just be pick and choosing when you guys are gonna call a certain foul. That doesn't really make sense to me. But for the amount of time it takes, man, that's just fucking ridiculous, honestly, dude. Because it adds like a whole other hour or half an hour to the game. It's just too much time wasted. And I mean, people like us, like people that love basketball, we don't care because we're gonna sit there and watch the game. But for casual fans that are just trying to do something, you know what I'm saying, going to a bar, I doubt that's fun to sit on a fucking hard ass wooden stool and watching this 30-minute replay. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no one trying to do that. So yeah, that's my biggest problem with these reviews and shit. Just how long it takes, and just them not calling these fouls consistently. You know what I'm saying? It bugs me.
So, man, all I want to say is I just want the refs to be consistent with these calls and these replay reviews. I mean, if you can't tell that a play is leaning this way or the other, just keep the call the same. Don't go a whole hour just to review the replay. But they really do need to look at this and kind of clean it up a little bit, because you're gonna start having players like my guy LeBron already been doing it. You see how he be flopping, he be on the ground like this, rolling around, because he knows it's gonna get him an extra break.
Bro, damn, 10 falling all over the damn ground. Stop it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, people are worried about players doing the little jump fakes and jumping into players and manipulating the refs. They're gonna start doing that with these replay reviews, because they like, if I flop right here, they're gonna review and it's gonna take 30 minutes. So that's an extra break and an extra timeout that we don't have to call. So we can just save our timeouts over here. So they really need to look at cleaning that up. I'm not a big blame the refs guy, because I feel like that's corny. The refs got a job to do. The basketball players have a job to do. Their job is to play. And the refs' jobs are to ref the game. So I feel like they should do their job at a high level, and the players do their job at a high level, and we'll be fine. But just really need to focus on cleaning this up so players don't start trying to take advantage of it.
Right. Let's speak on this too, because I feel like refs do catch a lot of shit. That some of it is unwarranted. Like me and you, we was referees for little kid football, and you see how they was acting for little kid flag football, bro. If we talking NBA games and it's being broadcasted to the world to see, I'm gonna cut them a little bit of slack, because when stuff is bang bang in fast pace, the games aren't slow. People are moving. When you're looking at bang bang plays with the naked eye, you're not always gonna get the call right. So I'm gonna cut them a little bit of slack on that. But after you get to that review table, let's figure it out. We're not studying for a test. Let's get this shit figured out.
One more.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say one more thing, bro. Man, if a coach challenges a call and they get it correct, you should be able to keep that timeout. You know what I'm saying? Because that's bullshit that they take a whole. Really? I thought it was if you lose the challenge, they take away that timeout because it wasted time. I thought that's what they did, but I thought that was in football.
They do that in football too.
But in basketball, yeah, I think you get that timeout taken away, which is kind of bullshit, honestly. Because I mean, if you get it correct, you should be able to get or be rewarded with that extra timeout.
We're gonna fact check that in a little bit, but I feel like, I know it's not a popular thing to say about the refs, because people like, it's fun to bash them, but as much as we complain about players, like, it's been a big argument on the book about players not getting rest, and if rest really leads to injuries. But if you guys remember, these refs, they got to travel too. They ain't have no off season.
Never.
They're not seeing their families either.
Never.
They're dealing with stuff, but they got to come referee the game. And then they got to be perfect on top of that. And then they got to listen to people complain, send them death threats because they messed up one low call. So
yeah,
let's cut them some slack, man. Just gotta remember that they're human too.
Yeah, they definitely human, but I mean, they do still have a job that they could. Because bro, this season they've been horrible, bro. They've been fucking horrible. There's no excuse for how horrible they've been. They've costed some teams games this season.
Over, man.
I'm not. Hey, all I'm saying, I ain't even one of those people that sit here and blame a ref. But when bro, you guys seen in the last game, the Suns had a 5-point possession over that flagrant foul that was supposedly crazy. Like, really, you guys gave them a whole extra 5. I don't even remember what exact play it was. I don't remember if it was the play when Patrick.
Yeah,
it was that one. Okay, yeah, it was that possession. I think it was in like the second or third quarter. But that's just ridiculous. You guys just gave them a whole half a 10-point, like, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking, because you only score about the average amount of points in a quarter is like 25 points. That's 5 points right there. You know what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. That is crazy.
But no, you're right, bro. They definitely human. We do gotta. I mean, I ain't one of those people that sit there on the internet and like type and be like, "Oh, you got. I'm gonna hope death on your family or something." That's just ridiculous. People take the shit too far, bro. People take the shit way too far. But they definitely have been horrible this season. I hope the NBA can take a look into it. Maybe this offseason just be like, damn, we got to do better. Because they fucked up some games this season. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's get y'all quick reactions on these new coaching hires. We had Chauncey Billups. He got hired by the Portland Trail Blazers. There's some controversy with that hire. I'm just now learning about it, but it's crazy. Rick Carlisle, he decided to just resign from the Mavs. I guess Mark Cuban and Luka were driving him kind of crazy, so he said, "I'm out of here." He resigned. Then he went to the Pacers. And then we got Jason Kidd. He's been a head coach several times, so I'm interested to see what he can do next. But he got hired by the Mavs. So, what's y'all quick reactions on those coaching hires?
Let's start off with that one for Portland. I don't know if I like it because I mean I think Chauncey Billups is going to be a great coach, but I don't know if I like the fact that it's kind of like I don't know. It's like it's stirring up something.
Could have missed the turmoil because Dame. Yeah,
I don't like that.
Like
Dame, if Dame is your star player, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know too much about the situation. I haven't read that much into it. I just seen that there was problems in the organization.
Actually, bro, let me cut you off real quick. Why does it seem like a lot of the black coaches? I'm not trying to pull that card, but why a lot of black coaches get put in these positions with like Steven Silas last year? He got the head coaching job for the Houston Rockets, and James Harden was already trying to get out of there. He said, "It's cool, bro. I respect him, but there's nothing he can do to make me stay." He already wanted to leave. And then now Damian Lillard, I'm not sure if he's requesting the trade or he's trying to leave because that's just a report. But it just seems like now Chauncey Billups got the job and now he has to deal with this. First thing when he gets there. But go ahead. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Like he's paying I feel like what you said, the coaches are kind of paying for the past. They're paying the consequences for other coaches. Like you see with Dame. Dame ain't, let's just be honest, Dame is a winner, but he's not winning. Like he obviously frustrated with how his team has been doing in the playoffs. They haven't been winning enough, clearly. So I don't know exactly what's going on with Dame, but definitely for Dame, I feel like if it's not what you want, go ahead and bounce out. But I think it sucks for Big Shot because we don't get to see him with a top player. But hopefully, if Dame leaves, hopefully they get a decent something decent in return that he can work with and make a good team out of. But for the Mavs, old boy leaving the Mavs, honestly, I can't call it with that one. If you got enough, Mark Cuban and Luca, I mean, you got to do better because then Luca's a phenomenal player. We got Mark Cuban, a real stand-up guy, looks out for all the players. So I feel
he wants to win.
Yeah, obviously he's one of those. He's one of those dedicated people like that are not just there for the money. I mean, we obviously do see him on shows like Shark Tank and stuff like that, but he's obviously a very dedicated person. He wants the team to win. But hey, if you can't stick around, hey, bounce up out of there. Who's the other coach?
Jason Kidd and
I don't know how I feel about Jason Kidd. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Me either, man.
I'm a little iffy on J Kidd, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I done seen some little funny things with J Kidd.
That's because we seen bro be a coach twice already. He ain't did nothing. But
I'm not feeling J Kidd.
We gonna see, man.
I feel like that was a quick name grab. I'm not feeling J Kidd. Keeping it a buck.
Clip City, bro. How you feeling?
Oh man, hey, I'm bittersweet about Chauncey Billups, man. I mean, he was a big part of PG's development this season. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, especially with the mental side of things. I feel like he was there for him on that aspect of the game a lot. But I'm happy for him that he got a head coaching position because he deserved it. But what you said about black coaches being put in this position where it's like the best player wants to leave, I kind of agree with that because it's like with the James Harden situation, it was kind of fucked up because like Russell Westbrook was obviously getting traded, you know what I'm saying? But James Harden still had an opportunity to sit there and at least give Silas a chance, at least to the trade deadline, but he wanted out immediately, you know what I'm saying? And he was even sitting out on purpose just not to play, which I feel like that was just kind of disrespectful, regardless of who was the coach. But I feel like it kind of just made Coach Silas look like he just wasn't taking him serious, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was kind of disrespectful. But Chauncey Billups, man, he deserves it. He really does. And if Damian Lillard ends up staying, I feel like that'd be really good for Damian Lillard to learn from one of the better point guards / shooting guards in the NBA history, honestly. Because Chauncey Billups, man, he's a champion. You know what I'm saying? He won back in '04 with the Pistons, so he has some experience under his belt. But for Rick Carlisle, I'm not too sure what happened in Dallas, but I do know Rick Carlisle. He's a pretty good coach. You know what I'm saying? He's a dope ass coach. He was play. How long was he how long was he on the Mavericks?
He was
Like
with the
11,
Mavs for like 13 years.
13 years.
Years,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's a long time, bro. I think that was one of the second longest head coaching job besides Greg Popovich. But no, I feel like that's dope that he went back to Indiana where he started his NBA career because I feel like him coaching Karis LeVert, players like Miles Turner, Sabonis, if they trade one of them, they got Doug McDermott. I feel like it's going to be a cool little squad. I feel like he's going to help them out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a big fan of Miles Turner, so I feel like he could help Miles Turner be in the most successful position he could put him in. You know what I'm saying? And for Jason Kidd, I can see where you guys are coming from. I like Jason Kidd though on the Mavericks because I feel like his game and Luka's game, not offensively, obviously, are even close to comparable. But I feel like Jason Kidd, he was a really good facilitator. I feel like he could help Luka become more of that type of player as well, instead of just trying to become one of those players that puts up 30, 35 points a night and he's just hurting his back every night trying to carry the team, you know. So I feel like Jason Kidd could have a good impact when it comes to helping Luka on the facility, just when it comes to facilitating the ball. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he could help him a lot with that. But yeah, I can see where you guys are coming from when it comes, or when you guys say Jason Kidd really hasn't done shit. Because when he was with the Bucks, he really, man, they didn't even make the playoffs. I don't think. I think they were
He
like
coached the Nets too, though.
yeah, a while ago. Yeah, he did coach them.
I'm
Who was
confused.
on the Nets at that time though? I forgot, honestly, dude.
I think that was when they had Kevin Garnett and all them, and
Really?
Paul Pierson, Joe Johnson. Yeah,
Damn, that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad he had that stacked ass lineup, but yeah, I can see where you guys coming from for sure because he kind of underachieved with both those teams, honestly. Because Giannis, I think, was just like 23, 24 at the time, or something like that in his early 20s. You know what I'm saying? So you should have been having Giannis learning a little bit more at that time. But no, they should have been better. No cap.
Yeah, that's real talk. So Chauncey Billups, I'm excited to see what he can do. I really hope Damian Lillard stays. I feel like if he does, that's going to give either Portland Trailblazers kind of like a breath of fresh air, some new life. I mean, I'm not saying their old coach Terry Stotts wasn't good, but I mean, after a while, certain things you just need to switch it up. The relationship had run its course. He did all he could do. He reached the ceiling with that team. I think it's time to switch it up and give somebody else a chance to try to lead that franchise. And nobody's more perfect than Big Shot Billups, man. Like, he's a leader. He's a champion. One of the best point guards in NBA history. And I hope him and Dame can really work together and try to work with the front office to bring some more talent to Portland. I don't want to see Dame just leave all his hard work and just go somewhere else when he already talked about how loyal he wanted to be and how he was in Portland forever. So I like to see him stay. I don't want to see him get traded. So yeah. But Rick Carlisle, I've been hearing some stuff about Luka just from like different stuff I listen to and watch. People are saying like he's kind of hard to work with and he's like a little bit of a diva. I don't know if that's true or not, but somebody gonna have to check Luka, man, because you don't want his head to get too big because he's still kind of a young player. You don't want him to get to like 29, 30, 31, where he's basically a grown man, a fully grown man, and you can't say nothing to him. Hey. So if that is true, somebody needs to get to him while he's still young.
Hey, if Luka said he want whipped cream on his pancakes, they better get that nigga whipped cream on his pancakes, bro. Luka's like that, bro.
Luka's like that for sure, but I'm saying like if you're talking about winning championships, he dominates the ball way too much, and there must be some truth to the rumor if your coach of 13 years just said, I'm resigning, I'm not doing this no more. So I don't know.
But he could have got fired as well. He could have just got fired.
That's true.
You can either resign or we're gonna fire you.
But as far as him going to the Pacers, I feel like that's a cool little hire. They're gonna be good. They're gonna definitely be a playoff team. The Pacers are a super solid squad every year though, so I really don't expect that for real. Jason Kidd, no need to elaborate on what you already said. He's been a head coach twice, and he ain't really did nothing with those opportunities. So we're not gonna waste too much time on that. You feel me? But Scottie Pippen, Hey, bro, been sending shots at everybody, dog. Sending shots, man. He took a shot at Mike. He took a shot at Phil Jackson, Tony Kukoc.
KD.
Basically, the whole Bulls dynasty. KD. He just been talking about everybody, man.
He ate for a long time.
But I wanted to take a different route with this topic. I didn't want to just talk about what he said about those players because we heard what he said, obviously. But why is Scottie Pippen lashing out? And just real quick, I feel like he's lashing out because he's not getting enough respect for what he did back in the 90s. Go ahead. Tell me how y'all feel about that.
Oh, bro. Scottie, I feel like people be like, Scottie is an overly underrated player. No, hell no, that's bullshit. Scottie is rated exactly where he needs to be rated. I feel like a lot of people, in a sense, overhype him. I've been ever since I've heard Scottie speak on KD, and I can't say I went and watched these games live, so I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I have went back and looked at the stats, kind of looked at his interviews. Scottie has consistently let's just look when Scottie was a number one option for the Bulls. They didn't win. They didn't get no chips. I believe they exited second round.
Bro, disrespecting the hell, Scottie.
No, but I'm keeping it a buck. Like he gets the respect he deserves. He'd be like a top 40. He'd be in my 40. No shit, he'd be in my 60. I ain't gonna lie. But they didn't win. Then we go to the next season. They lose. I believe Horace Grant. His stats in the playoffs are significantly lower than they are in the regular season. He has no clutch gene. The man admitted it himself. He's not clutch. So I don't understand why he was getting on KD like that. He's not clutch at all. No clutch genes. He's not like that for real. So I feel like he's a great player all in all. I'm not gonna hold him, like bash him, but I feel like to be angry because you were Robin to Batman, like you were like a sidekick. I feel like you did your thing. You were a huge piece to the Bulls and every championship that they won. But let's not act like you were that number one guy, because Scottie, when you were that number one guy, you did not perform. You did not show up. You did not, like, it's cool you won. You got them to the playoffs, but you was not winning no chips. Mike was the heart and soul of that team. He was the winner. But Scottie, I feel like going at other people like you are right now is not going to help you any. We seen what you did. A lot of older folks and younger Bulls fans kind of glorify the Bulls and what Scottie did. But I think Scottie needs to chill out. Like, you have no reason to be mad. I don't know if he's just been mad, like if it's just something he's been holding in because
you've been on that in since the 90s.
This is something you've been holding in because stuff has been resurfacing about you after you spoke on a few players. So I feel like, Scottie, be cool, bro. I don't know if stuff is building up, if you got problems at home, if your wife or your girl been to too many parties, been in too many folks' bed, bro. Don't take that on everybody else, bro. Take that up with her. That ain't got nothing to do with KD or whoever, Phil Jackson or Kobe, bro. That's an entire bro. Figure it out. Go to counseling. Right, go ahead.
Man, shit. Well, I mean, you pretty much nailed it on the head right there. He's just coming at everybody, man. It's ridiculous. I feel like his main problem was ever since The Last Dance. That's when he started taking everything to heart. That's when he started just coming at everybody. I was like, damn, dude, he just needs to chill. But I mean, it's not even just him. It's a lot of old heads like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of players his age from the 90s and shit. I just talk a lot of shit on new players today. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're bored and old as hell at home, not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Scottie's obviously an all-time great. And everyone knows you can't win a chip by yourself, but he needs to stop acting like he was the first option on a championship team. Like, he was the go-to guy. Because like you said, bro, he even said it himself, he's really not that clutch of a player. If they weren't giving it to MJ, they were giving it to one of the white boys on the fucking Bulls team. And that's when that's just when fucking Scottie Pippen just starts to sound like a hater. You know what I'm saying? When he starts to come with players like Kevin Durant, like, dude, if Kevin Durant was playing the time you were back then, he would mop the floor with you. You know what I'm saying?
Or Swiss cheese.
That literally, bro. Literally, he wouldn't stand a chance. No, Scottie, he's a great. I'm just clowning him, but KD, he just needs to know his place. You know what I'm saying? Scottie Pippen just needs to know his place, and just needs to stop hating. Honestly, it's pretty much as simple as that. But like I said, it's a lot of old heads like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of players that Charles Barkley talks a lot of shit. Shaq even has his burdens with players like Rudy Gobert and shit. I mean, he was talking shit on JaVale McGee, but I mean that was a different subject. But still, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of players from back then that just talk a lot of shit.
Facts. That's facts.
Man, I can't really tell Scottie how to feel, man, because they've been taking a lot of shots at him.
He deserved them.
Michael Jordan did his Last Dance documentary, and he kind of made Scottie look bad.
Oh,
me, you, all of us, we wasn't alive when this happened, so we're watching, like we're learning, and then I'm learning from what my dad and my uncles are telling me about what happened in the '90s, because I wasn't there to watch and witness. I can watch videos, but I wasn't there in real time. So to see that Last Dance doc, it really did make Scottie look kind of selfish and like not a team player. But I mean, it is what it is. You're Scottie, you're a legend. You're not gonna win a battle with Michael Jordan, though. That's arguably the top player, greatest player of all time. Not even speaking about basketball, but his aura is just different, bro. People worship the ground he walked on. I heard people say stories about meeting Michael Jordan, and it's like he's floating. So you can't, bro. You're not gonna win against that dog. So, but hey, bro, he can try. I mean, I can't tell him how to feel about that doc. I mean, he can feel slighted all he wants. Yeah, Scottie Pippen, you're a great player, bro. No shade to you.
You can feel sour, Scottie, but bro, I want you to know this wholeheartedly. You are not that guy. Sorry, bro.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
That guy at all. Scottie, chill out. I understand you upset. Them boys getting on your head. You talk crazy. People gonna talk crazy back, bro. I know it sucks, but bro, you're not that guy.
KD coming back at you, bro, because KD ain't had nothing to do with your beat, bro.
So KD, no business. You can't
got on your dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But yeah, Scottie Pippen, bro, like I really don't think there's nothing wrong with being the second best player on a Bulls team to the arguably the greatest, the GOAT of all sports that people argue. So what's bad about that, bro? Like I'm not trying to tell him how to feel, but it just kind of seems like he's fighting an uphill battle. Like you're still one of them guys, one of the greatest players in the '90s. What are you arguing, bro? I don't get it. Like people can slide him all day, but it's okay if you run a clutch play or you didn't take the last shot, bro. You still Scottie Pippen, bro. You say Scottie Pippen to anybody, and I'm like, oh damn, you talking about 3-3? Yeah, that's Scottie. Paulo G even made a song about him because he said he's a legend in Chicago. So
cool.
Do your thing, Scottie. Bro, take it easy, bro. Go to counseling if you need to.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, you stop taking shots at everybody.
I understand, bro.
Get you a new girl.
I understand, bro. It would hurt me too. What she doing, bro? You got young boys knocking her down. So go ahead.
Damn.
In the league, bro, that's tough. Robbie hot. But last question, bro. Clip City brought this up. He brought this to my attention earlier. He asked me, would this year's championship have an asterisk next to it due to all the injuries? Kind of like the one that my boy Brown won, the bubblegum Mickey Mouse championship that everybody calls it. They say it's not a real ring. He's a fraud, all that.
Hey, that was a fraudulent ring, considering that.
Oh, that one last year has an asterisk on it compared to all the other championships. That's what everybody else says.
Yeah,
so
that was a fraudulent.
This year had one due to all the injuries.
Last year's LeBron's ring was a fraudulent ring. If they did a diamond tester on that ring, it would be fake. That motherfucker not being off the charts. LeBron, that ring not valid. You played in a bubble.
Damn.
No, but
that was about to be like, damn, he hard.
All right, but we'll validate it because the sole purpose of all the players that showed up, I don't know if the bubble gave players some kind of different feel, and there was a lot of different players that you wouldn't see who was really hooping in the bubble. So I will say that. Yeah.
TJ Warren.
Yeah. As far as this year, I feel like absolutely not. This does not have an asterisk by it. I feel like injuries do play a part, but that's just a natural progression of the season. People are going to get injured. I know we haven't seen injuries of this many star players, but I feel like you can't kind of put an asterisk by
things players can't control. If it would have been like some kind of crazy rule or something got changed or some kind of team sat out, then I feel like you could put an asterisk. But as far as just the natural progression of the game, this is just how things kind of went. You had a short turnaround from last season. Players are kind of getting injured. The season's really, really long. A lot of wear and tear. They haven't had a lot of recovery time. They just kind of went back to back with these seasons. I guess I was reading an article. This was like the shortest amount of time out of any season in the NBA that players have had off seasons. Like this is the shortest off season. So I think you can't put an asterisk by this because at the end of the day, that kind of discredits with the guys that are out there. The guys that are out there that show up every day that are really hooping, those guys that are coming off the bench, those guys that don't even get play time that are in practice pushing their teammates. I feel like that kind of discredits what they do out of stuff that is completely out of their control. Me personally, I'm gonna say this ring valid. Of course, we had a lot of injuries. We had a lot of star players fall in this playoffs this year, but no asterisk by it to me.
Yeah, no, bro, I agree. I don't think there's no asterisk next to this championship just because, to me personally, there's three things you need to win a championship. You need talent, you need defense, and you need luck. And luck is just based on health. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have – I mean, we just seen with the Brooklyn Nets. They have a stacked ass lineup, but when you're missing two of your best players or they're hurt, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like every team needs luck to win a championship. That's just what it comes down to, honestly. It really is unfortunate, though, that we have seen all these injuries throughout the playoffs, though, because, I mean, everyone wants to see their favorite player play in the playoffs, you know? So it really does suck on that aspect of the game. But at the end of the day, that's just a part of the game, you know what I'm saying? That's just that's just the risk you play when you're playing sports. You never know when your last game is going to be, you know what I'm saying? You never know that stuff like that. So, but as for LeBron's championship last year, I feel like it didn't have an asterisk on it. Because, I mean, you could look at it from both ways. Yes, there was no fans. And, yes, they were in a bubble and stuff like that. But then again, like a strong-minded team will win in any type of circumstance, you know. And at the end of the day, the Lakers were the mentally stronger team out of all those other teams. And they pulled it off winning in an environment they weren't used to, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to put an asterisk next to their championship, too, even though there obviously wasn't any fans. So younger players, they probably felt more calm hooping down there in Orlando. But as for the asterisk next to LeBron's championship, I don't think there is one. He definitely earned it. That whole team did.
I ain't know LeBron created COVID. That's crazy.
Man, honestly, that shit is crazy, bro.
Hey, LeBron did.
Hey.
Bitch ass nigga.
Hey, gotta speak on that real quick. That's what the NBA is about, man. That's the main thing. They about that money. So they said, hey, I don't give a damn if John had no rest, bro. I don't care if we just played a full playoff season, bro. We're gonna get this season back jumping, bro, in December. So it is what it is. I feel like there's no asterisk by this championship at all. The only reason why people are paying this much attention to the injuries is because the shortened off season. That's the only reason. Mm-hmm. Every year we see players go down. Ever since I started watching the NBA finals and just watching the NBA in general, every playoff there's players that go down, and there's injuries that kind of what am I trying to say? They change the whole landscape of the playoffs. They change the landscape of the league. So I mean, it is what it is. They can make or break your championship run. Like you said, you need three things. And one of those most important things are health. You need luck, health, all that to win the chip. So we can't really get mad or blame a team for winning because they stay the healthiest or it's a battle of attrition. They stay the toughest mentally, physically, and they're the last man standing. So whoever wins is going to definitely be deserving, and we just going to have to clap it up for them because they did that thing. And whoever that team is, man, I'm gonna salute them. I'm not gonna say their championship is not valid. Another reason why I think people are saying that is because like there's no favorite, like no real like LeBron, no Brooklyn Nets, no stacked super team, or it's not like a normal favorite, or it's not the Warriors or somebody like that. So that's the only reason why I feel like people are talking like that. But
Facts,
no, I'm be happy for whoever wins the chip.
Thanks, bro. I got one more thing to speak on. As for like the injuries based off last season, off the shortened season, you know what I'm saying? I feel like honestly that doesn't even have that big of a role for most of these teams because I feel like the only team that could really use that excuse is the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers because they're the ones that played the longest. But if you look at these injuries that have happened in the playoffs, a lot of them hasn't happened just because of fatigue or them being tired. Like last night, that was just a freak accident what happened with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That had nothing to do with him just being tired or anything like that. Like shit like that just happens, you know? Like that could happen in a scrimmage game, that could happen in a pickup game. He could be just hooping with his little brother or some shit, and that could happen, you know? So I feel like it's just kind of, I feel like people are trying to blame that on last year because their favorite players aren't in the playoffs this deep. They're like, oh, so since obviously everyone's hurt and my favorite player is not here, we're just gonna blame it on the shortened season. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like only a couple teams could even use that excuse, honestly.
Facts.
Real quick, y'all want to address what Shaq said
What do you say?
on Inside the NBA? He basically was saying like he don't want to hear that excuse because you're getting paid, and not just to say just because you're making money that you shouldn't be able to have an opinion about anything. But he's basically saying since players been doing a lot of complaining, and I'll just admit it, it's been led by my guy Brian. He's been complaining a lot about everything. So the playoffs, the shortened season, all that. I mean, I feel like it is what it is. COVID was something that nobody could have seen coming, so we can't really blame the NBA or the players or anybody for it. I mean, It is what it is, man. Like Shaq said, he doesn't really want to hear people complaining about it. Like there's real life people out here struggling to make ends meet, trying to feed their families, going to work, working 12, 10-hour shifts, man. So I feel like we don't really want to hear NBA players complaining nonstop. Like, bro, it is what it is. It's sucking up and hoop, man. Y'all getting paid
to live out your dream.
Yeah. So you don't got nothing to say about that, bro?
Honestly, I feel like LeBron does lead a lot of the whining and I played too much. My ankle hurt. My team did this. We can't play because it was too hot in here. The AC went out. I feel like LeBron is the head boy in charge for that. But as far as what Shaq said, it's facts. It's facts. At the end of the day, that is your job. You know what I'm saying? I know it does suck, like you get wear and tear injuries, but at the end of the day, it is your job for real. So
signed up for it, man. And you got one of the best jobs in the world, so
yeah.
Big facts.
But yeah, I really appreciate y'all tuning in to the Buckets Discussion Podcast, man. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're new, man. Turn on your post noties. We need y'all love and support, man. Appreciate every single one of y'all that tap in.
Appreciate it.
It's a weekly thing.
Yeah, man. Y'all every week, man, we're gonna be dropping. So just keep showing love and support, man. We really appreciate it. Send us y'all opinions, man. Anything that y'all disagree with, just let us know, bro. I'll be happy to argue with y'all. We might even have to get a couple of y'all on the show, man, just to debate it. Let us know, man. Show us some love and support, man. That's all we asking for.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, let us know anything we can do better, all that, man. So
also, exactly. If y'all got some questions y'all want to ask or want to hear our opinion on, tap in with us too, man. Send those in.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Go follow our Instagram. Bucket Discussions 785. Go tap in with that. Gonna be posting on there regularly as well. Until next time, y'all.
We out.